What's up there, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Coach Lee here from Ground Zero Exercise and Performance Integration. So today we're going to have a little bit of a science lesson, hence the glasses, on the principles of training and how you can apply them to your training plan. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. In general, we use the guidelines given to us by the American College of Sports Medicine. They are the gold standard of research and data in the personal training world. In general, the American College of Sports Medicine give you guidelines on whether that be strength training or hypertrophy or cardio training and weight loss. So the principles of training. We as personal trainers generally use the FIT principles. Now FIT is F-I-T-T. What does that stand for? That is frequency, intensity, time, and type. So what does frequency mean? So frequency means how much time do you have to train per week? So this could be lifestyle factors, this could be barriers to exercise, this could be anything from work to your actual mood. So first of all, when creating a good workout plan or a good program, you need to decide on how many times a week you can train to get to your given goal. Your frequency, however, will often depend on the workout that you're doing. In general, you want to try and work the same muscle group twice per week. If your goal is to get fitter or to lose weight, generally the guidelines mean that you need to train more often per week at a lower intensity. This could be between 3 and 6 days per week, depending on your weight, depending on your fitness levels and your goals. If your goals are for strength training or hypertrophy, which means muscle growth, then your frequency will be slightly different. The guidelines then come in at 2 to 4 times per week. You should be having around 1 day off in between sessions when it comes to strength training and hypertrophy training. And you should never train the same muscle twice in the same 72 hours. The next principle is intensity. So intensity just means how hard you're working in that given workout. This is probably the one principle that a lot of people get wrong when it comes to their goals. Simply because you see a lot of people in the gym, overweight people training silly things like their arms, training silly things like their glutes and things like that. That is not the way to go. You need to lose that weight first. So you need to refer back to F. If you're a size 16 or an obese person, way overweight, and you're in the gym with 100 kilograms on the bar doing barbell glute raises or arm curls, bicep curls, you're a twat. Absolute twat. Educate yourself. So let's start with cardio training. So with cardio training, what you need to do is work at your heart rate. So you need to get a heart rate monitor or a watch that tells you your heart rate, and you need to work at certain intensities. Now the way you work that out is you take 220 and then you minus your age. Whatever that figure is, you then work at 60% of that figure. And that is for endurance work, weight loss, fat burning. If you want to get a little bit more, if you want to go into the fitness, so if you want to get aerobically more fitter, you need to be working at around 70 to 75% of your heart rate. If you want to get more powerful, you want to be working at around 80 to 95% of that heart rate. If your goals in the gym are strength increases or if muscle increases, which means hypertrophy, then your goals should be towards what weight you're lifting. So first of all, you need to work out what your 1 rep max is. So let's say your 1 rep max, let's say you're in a bench press or a squat and your 1 rep max is 100 kilograms. You need to work at certain percentages of that 100 kilograms because that 1 rep max is your marker. Everything else is a percentage of that. So let's say, for instance, if you're working on endurance, your endurance level, so the weight that you're lifting should be approximately 50 to 60% of that 1 rep max. So let's say if I'm doing a bench press and I want to work on endurance for my chest, shoulders and tricep muscles, I wouldn't be doing heavy sets. I would do quite moderately light load, and I would be probably lifting between 15 and 25 reps, and I would be using maybe 60 kilograms. If I was looking to build muscle and build more strength, I would probably up my reps to between 6 and 12, and I would up my percentage of weight lifted to about 70 to 75% of my 1 rep max. If my goals were strength based, so if I just wanted purely strength, I would reduce my reps right down to maybe 5, maybe 3, even 1. And I would be lifting at approximately around 85 to 95% of my 1 rep max. The next principle is time. There isn't a golden rule on how long you should be training for per workout, but generally there is a rule of thumb. So let's say resistance training, depending on the type of exercises that you're doing. If you're doing resistance training, we generally say between 45 and 75 minutes per workout should be enough. If it's for cardio-based workouts or for weight loss workouts, between 30 and 60 minutes per workout is enough. Time also means the time that you're doing the actual repetitions for. So this is called time under tension. And normally we use something called tempo, which means let's say again, we go back to the bench press. Let's say you've got the bench press, you're lowering the bar down to your chest, and then you're exploding back up. So the lowering phase should be between 2 and 3 seconds. You should have a pause at the bottom for 1 second and back up for 1 second, and then slowly back down for 2 or 3 seconds, pause at the bottom and back up. Time also means that the time that you're resting between sets, exercises and workout days. So again, this all goes back to your goal. So if your goal, for instance, is to get stronger and to build muscle, then you should be working in a rep range of 6 to 12 reps. Your tempo should be a 3 lowering phase, 1 second pause at the bottom and 1 second explosive up, and then repeat. And your rest between sets should be between 1 to 2 minutes, optimally 90 seconds. Let's say you finish the exercise. Let's say you've done 3 or 5 sets of the bench press and you're going on to, say, incline dumbbells. That rest time between those 2 exercises should be 2 minutes. The rest time between workouts wholly depends on the type of workout that you've done. So if you're doing an upper body, then you should not train that upper body again for 3 days. You should get 3 days resting. But when it comes to muscle gain and strength gain, you do need that time off in between, and you need to be very meticulous with how you work out each muscle group. So that leads us on to our last principle, which is type. So type just means what the type of exercise that you're doing, the type of workout that you're doing, and the type of plan that you're doing. So for instance, if you're doing a total body workout, if we go back along the principles that we've just spoke about, then you shouldn't be doing a total body workout 5 times per week, because in principle, you should only be working the same muscle group every 3 days or 72 hours. So that means you can probably only fit maybe 2 or 3 total body workouts in per week. Cardio is slightly different. Cardio, you can fit different types of cardio in. So let's say you do moderate cardio, which is just a walk or a jog, and then you do some interval training, and then you do some sprint training. You're utilizing the different types of cardio to get the best out of your fitness and your weight loss. Also, having more than one type of cardio reduces boredom and reduces stagnation, and will get you the best results because also you're regulating your heart rate. For cardio workouts or weight loss workouts, there are usually different ways that you can measure your workout intensity. For instance, for cardio, you will usually monitor your intensity by your heart rate, your perceived exertion. That means how hard you're working in the workout or how heavy you're breathing. You can also use the TWAT test. So for what we say in the fitness industry is if you're doing some sort of cardio where whereby you're walking at pace or you're jogging and you can maintain conversation, then we know that you're at a certain level heart rate, and that normally means fat burning and weight loss. If you're at a certain level where you can't no longer maintain a conversation, that means that you're using your heart and your lungs much more, which means that you can't talk, which means that you're obviously getting fitter, or you're in the cardio zone, the optimal zone. When it comes to resistance training, type can also mean the different type of exercises that you're using. For instance, one week you may use a standard bench press, the next week you may use a bench dumbbell press. Also, type can mean different types of exercise that you're doing, or different types of equipment that you're using. So like I say, one week can be a barbell, the next week can be a dumbbell, the next week can be a resistance. So that's what it means when it comes to type of exercise. So there we have it, guys. An explanation on how a personal trainer or a coach will manipulate the program that is given to you in order to get the best results possible for your goals. Remember, we use the FIT principle, which is FITT: frequency, intensity, time, and type. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be great. Also, you can find us on Instagram at ground0_EPI, and on Facebook you can like our page, and you can also join our group that is at Ground Zero Exercise and Performance Integration. Have a great day, guys. Coach Lee out.